Good morning, class. Today we will start with the introduction of detailing and estimation lab. Quantity estimation lab. In this lab, you have two questions. One is detailing, and another one is quantity estimation. So in this lab, we will cover two questions. One is detailing of your drawings, engineering drawings. Second is your quantity estimation. Now, as per your syllabus, you have approximately 10 drawings given in the syllabus and 12 estimates, out of which we will have to cover only 5 drawings and 5 estimates for your item. This is your syllabus. And the estimate portion, we will be trying to cover approximately 10 estimates, and out of this thing, 5 will be covered in writer format, and 5 out of 10 there are 18 drawings, 5 will be covered in writer formats, in the sketchbook format, and remaining 5 will do study one year and if you have any doubts, we discuss it. Fine. Now in the first question I will have, let's start with the quantity estimates. Now I will start with 40 meter quantity estimates. In this quantity estimates, we will be preparing engineering estimates for first practical is to prepare a estimate for plaster and brick work for building. In this case, your case study will be your surveying lab. It will estimate the quantity of plastering and brickwork. So your writer will cover 3 questions. First question will be a lab manual. Lab manual will do the measurements. To the measurements to get the quantity of plaster in square meter and quantity of brickwork in cubic meter. This will be the first portion of your practical writer. Now, since plaster at different grades, different proportion, the assumption over here we are taking as ratio of plaster is 1:6, and for both ceiling and wall. This will be your plaster proportions. Now for your area of estimates, you require this length into height, and over here thickness into length into height. This will give you the quantity estimates of plaster and brickwork. Now the second portion of the estimate will be material quantity estimation. To get the material quantity estimation, of plaster, first case, get two requirements. We have got the plaster quantity in meters square. Get to what do you know material quantity estimation? Since plaster comprises of 2 components, we have to construct 1:6 replacing the ratio. One portion is cement and 1:6 portion of sand. So the ratio is given to you. Now to get the how much cement and how much sand you have placed order to carry out the plastering of a lab. So for that we require one more dimension, that is thickness. For this you will be taking the thickness of 12 mm for wall plaster and thickness of 6 mm for ceiling. These will be the thickness dimension we will be taking for the plaster. Now, under get the material estimates, you have to assumption of 12 mm thickness. There is a 30% it will increase the quantity for rough surface, filling the rough surfaces in the wall. This is the assumption you will be making to calculate the quantity, and 25% increase for vector drive. These two assumptions will be made if you are using plaster for 6 mm, 12 mm. For 6 mm, this is not required. For if plaster would have been 20 mm, this value would have come down to 20%. This will remain constant for all the values for the plaster. It's like for the matrix quantity, to calculate how much dry mass you need to require, 25% will be increased. Fine. This is the assumption which will be taken for the plaster. Now, the second is your brickwork. For brickwork, you have the quantity in meter cube. Now, the brickwork will have two components: bricks and mortar. Specifically known as masonry mortar. Fine. Now to calculate the number of bricks, you need the size of a brick. Since we are using non-modular bricks, the size is approximately 23, 10, 23 by 11 by 8. Plus minus of 1 centimeter, no direction. Now, size of generally you study in the textbook is modular size, which is 19 by 9 into 9. But the bricks used in the field is non-modular. But when we calculate the volume of each brick individually, it comes out that these two, despite having different dimensions, the volume is approximately the same. So you take our assumption of this rule from this values that for 1 cubic meter of the brickwork, the number of bricks required during the wastage is 500 units. From this, you will be getting the number of bricks to be used in the brickwork. For example, if you have 10 cubic meter of the brickwork to be completed, the number of bricks will be from this relationship 5,000. This will include the wastage and everything. The second thing is what will be the mortar content in that. So for that, I erase this. See, we have taken an example of 10 cubic meter. 10 cubic meter, we have calculated, we have 5,000 number of bricks. From there, what will be the now volume of the bricks? 5,000 bricks. 5,000. Side of the bricks is 19 into 9 into 9. This will be volume of the, it will be occupied by the bricks. So after 10 cubic meter of this much volume is being occupied by what? Bricks. And what is the remaining volume? Volume of mortar. It will be how much? 10 minus 7.69. Whatever you get, 2 point something. This will be your volume of the mortar. Now, one volume of mortar you have got from here. Again, the proportion of mortar taken over here is 1:6. One portion cement and 6 portions sand. Now, in the plaster also you have got the proportion, you have got the quantity. In the mortar also you have got the volume. You multiply the thickness with the respective quantity of all plaster, and second plaster will get the quantity of the plaster cubic meter. Now the question arises with these assumptions: how to calculate the quantity of sand and how to calculate the quantity of cement. We calculate this way. I show you this way. Again, we will take an example. If we have 1:6 mortar or plaster mortar, a masonry mortar, that is 1 portion of cement and 6 portion of sand. This is the meaning of 1:6. Now, if we have 1 cubic meter and and the thickness requirement is 12 mm. What that I have told you to increase this volume by 30%. So this is because electric masonry, when you use a non-modular bricks, they are joints, they are uneven surfaces. To get even surfaces with the extra consumption of timber, to get the overall temperature will thickness will be last. They will increase this quantity by how much? 30%. This will be 1.3 cubic meter. After that, this is the wet quantity. From there, you have to convert this quantity into dry. We will increase the quantity by 25% and we get the value of dryness of the water. For 6 mm, since ceiling there is no uneven surfaces, we won't be increasing this directly. But the ceiling quantity is again 1 cubic meter. We will increase the volume by 25%. We will get the quantity of 1.25 cubic meter. The dry bricks, and for the masonry mortar will increase pause. Restart. For the masonry mortar, see in the brick, you have one component known as prop. Till this prop will increase this volume by how much? 15%. And then again from 15, this volume will increase this volume by 1.15. So 25% for what? For wet to dry. Whatever quantity you get, this is your cubic meter. So this will be the net quantity of the plastering mortar. Since all the ratio 1:6, we'll add all this quantity. Means you get getting x cubic meter of plaster to be dry mix of the plaster. Now, it is very easy to know the proportion. 1 plus 6 is what? 7. Now cement will be what? 1 upon 7 into x cubic meter. This will be the amount of cement to be used, to be ordered, and sand will be 6 upon 7 into x cubic meter. Now this will be your quantity of sand and cement to be ordered. The portion will not end over here. If you convert these for sand and cement, you get in the quantity of bags, number of bags. So you are requested to convert it to this. The conversion factor is 1 cubic meter of cement constructs is equal, sorry, 1 bag of cement is equal to 0.035 cubic meter of cement. This is the conversion factor, that is 1 bag of cement is equal to 35 meter of 35 meter. This is the quantity conversion for cement. Using this, we convert the x by 7 cubic meter of cement to the number of bags. Make it to the next round figure quantity. The bags comes out to 6.4. The number of bags should be ordered to be 7 because you will be getting a 0.4 bag. Fine. For sand, you generally order in the form of either tonnage, tons of sand, or tons per rupees per ton, or cubic feet. These are two measurement units you use. So either convert the cubic meter into cubic feet, or convert using density of the sand, convert it into the tons. You can leave it in cubic meter also, so sand can be ordered in that unit. This will be the second portion of your write-up calculations for wet work quantity and plastering quantity. Next will be your cost estimate. That will be prepared in the form of Excel. Even this work, after doing the manual calculation of the lab Excel sheet, you will be preparing an Excel file using all the formulas, and such that your output should be in such a way which is seen the dimension of L, H, thickness and ratio of plaster. These should be your inputs for plaster. The moment you change these values in a sheet, thickness can be 12, 6, 20, 18, 15. So all these case scenarios you have to import the percentage increase in the plaster, this percentage for the uneven surface. So just have to input the values and all these calculations will be done by the Excel on its own. That is the ultimate output of your Excel. And for the brickwork, the input should be again thickness of the wall, then your length, height, history, and mortar proportion ratio. Just input this values. All the calculations will be found by the Excel. Manually you have done that, but if I change your location, and again the whole calculation has to be repeated. So henceforth we will make an Excel file which will input all these values, and with this input all the other things will be calculated on its own by the Excel. We will design the Excel in such a way. And the second portion of your Excel file will be the cost. I say from where we get the cost. There are again two components in the cost. One is the material cost and other will be the item cost. I will difference between the both cost. Now you have got the quantity of cement, sand, number of bricks. Cement you got the bags. This is important cubic feet. This quantity is available with you. From this quantity, you will get the rate from the market. There is a material rate per bag cost. This will be per cubic feet cost, and per brick cost. You calculate these three things. You take the rate from the market, calculate rates in the market, and you get the material cost. This is your first component of your cost analysis. Second will be your item cost. You know, to construct a building, your labor is employed, and labor also have a cost factor to it. So you take the item cost with as per the work done from DSR, Daily Schedule of Rates 2021. This PDF is available on your LMS. It is a model on that lab course. This PDF is available on that. From that, you will take the item cost of what? Plaster for 1:6, 1:6 ratio for 12 mm thickness. There will be item for plaster for 1:6, as I told you, for 12 mm thickness. Second plaster is for 1:6, 6 mm thickness, and for ceiling work. And third item will be brickwork for wall thickness in the mortar ratio of 1:6. This the item given in the DSR in section 6, brickwork. You will see brickwork with common burnt clay FPS, 1 model of bricks of class is 7.5 foundation element. Here this is not the foundation element, this is the wall masonry up to level 5 above the plinth level. So you will take the mortar ratio 1:6, then divide it 1:4, 1:6. So you will take the rate for the 1:6 item and for per cubic meter brickwork. This typical item will consider the cost of your masonry mortar, your bricks which you have tabled over here, your cost of your bricks, cost of your masonry mortar, which the cost of cement and sand for the masonry mortar, and the construction of it. All the three will be coming in this component. Is that clear? Next, in the cost estimate, you will have two types of cost estimate. One is the material cost, which will be taken either from DSR. DSR will have the cost of this, or you will give field cost, and then item rate cost as per the DSR. You mention the item name, item serial number as per DSR, page number, and the three items description as per the DSR. Is this clear? This will make your experiment number 1. Next, for experiment number 2, you will measure what? Flooring and paint estimate for the same surveying lab. Now, as you can see, again they will have three components: measurements, then calculations for this quantity estimation, and then cost. Again, there will be three components, and the costing and the Excel after calculation manually, that will be added in your letter as a printout on the Excel. Now the second experiment, you can see for paint, the same lab, the area will be equal to what? Plastering area. So you won't be have required paint measurements again. Wherever you do the plastering, the same way with the paint, you take the paint, the category of the paint will be actually emulsion paint, plastic emulsion paint, because there will be different paints in the DSR for the cost. So you will be taking the plastic emulsion paint for the paint. The area will be the same calculation you have to do. Paint is very easy for the area. Each paint item will have a coverage for per square meter of the area. How much liter will be consumed? This is an average for each paint. Different brands have the estimate, so that you will not be able to calculate the quantity of the paint. Just directly get the for the painting area, get the item on the DSR and get the cost to do the labor. That is your first work. Second will be flooring. Flooring, we just have to measure L into B, area plus skirtings or tiles. So skirtings over here, this portion, this will be added. We will add the area and calculate that. For flooring again, there is an item in the DSR which will give you the cost for what? Flooring, including the concreting which is required to place this floor. In this estimate, directly we will take the estimate values from the DSR for the cost, quantity of the chemical. Here the costing, the material calculation is very easy in second experiment. With this, we will do write-ups. Now the item will have three portions. One portion will be a lab manual comprising of 1 sheets, which include your measurements. We also will be having your calculations, and third thing will be your Excel file, Excel printouts, which will comprise your cost, material cost, plus your you input this measurements and all the calculation also be carried out in the Excel on its own, and you will get the costing also in the Excel. So lab manual will have two parts. One will be your lab write-up. Along with that, we will have the Excel printouts. Now, to keep in mind one key measure, all the measurements, all the observations you will be taking in the lab will be written in the blank side with pencil. If you write with pen or on the ruled side, your lab method will not be valid. Is that clear? You keep this in mind. With this, your experiment number 1 and 2 is complete.